Browns All-Pro return man Jakeem Grant out for the season with a torn Achilles. Jakeem Grant played with the Bears last year and was explosive. The Browns brought him in, and now they don't have that explosion with Jakeem Grant. Jakeem Grant wasn't just a return man, he was also a wide receiver. And not having him puts a big dent in what the Browns want to do this year. The Eagles' Jason Kelce had elbow surgery this past week. He should be fine for week 1. Kelce said that this could be his last season, if not with the Eagles, with the NFL in general. So he's trying to play through all of it. I get it. And he's a long-time player, but an elbow surgery is no joke. The NFL announced they're going to add a game on Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, obviously. And that could be as soon as 2023. The NFL is not in great graces at this point. So this is some positive news. Let's just see what comes of it. Ravens rookie Ojabo, who had suffered an Achilles when he was in Michigan, vows to return mid-season. Now, I don't know exactly all about Achilles injuries, but I can tell you this. There are some great stories of players coming back from an injury that you're like, that's just not possible. How fast he returned. I mean, yes, he probably wasn't 100%, but he came back so quickly. As Adrian Peterson came back after 7-8 months from an ACL injury and looked really good and had his MVP season that year. So there's great stories of people coming back quickly, and there's stories also of people not coming back as fast. In fact, there's stories of people saying that it takes 2 years to fully come back from an Achilles or an ACL injury. The Steelers released linebacker Ulysses Gilbert as they claimed veteran linebacker Hyler Rashard Jr. Okay, I guess. It's not anything notable, but it did in fact happen, so we brought it to you. Longtime Patriots running back James White announced his retirement after the 8 seasons with the organization. James White was a key piece in the Super Bowl win over the Atlanta Falcons in 2017. He was the running back that scored in overtime to give the Patriots that win. He was a key member of that team, in quote to Bill Belichick, who had a quote about James White. He said, James White is one of the best running backs I've ever coached, and he was one of the best players on probably the best team that I've ever coached. He also said that he was a multiple captain for a reason, because everyone loved and adored him. So when you get that kind of a reaction from Coach Belichick, that means you've made an imprint in his coaching career, a Hall of Famer in his own right. The Cowboys and the Broncos had a joint practice on Thursday, which led to 6 fights. One assistant coach of the Cowboys said this was an utter, complete waste of time. Now, if no one knows exactly how these joint practices work as they're not not contact drills all the time, depending on the exact contact that they're trying to instill. In this case, it was not a contact drill. Both McCarthy and Nathaniel Hackett have told their teams do not fight, which led to 6 fights anyway. Both happened on two fights that I'll name. Happened was one, Dak Prescott got hit low, which led to a fight, and Zeke Elliott in a non-contact drill got hit, popped right back up, but it led to a little scrum. If I was that concerned, I would say this was a terrible decision, but it's not a good look for the NFL. And finally, Brett Favre said that to TMZ that he believes he's had 1,000 or more concussions in his career. Now, I would really encourage you to watch A Football Life from Brett Favre, because it tells a lot about how his father was. And his father was a coach for his high school. And his father came from a tough mindset and said, I will only get you, like, if you're in pain, you get up. I will only get you, I would only come and get you off the field if you can't crawl off the field. Otherwise, you crawl off the field. If you can't move, then I'll come and get you. That was how tough he was. So, is it surprising he's had over 1,000 concussions? No. The question is how severe of those concussions. Brett Favre played through a lot of injuries in his time. How many of those were severe and how many of those were not? But 1,000 concussions is a lot. It just proves how dangerous the NFL truly is.